Hey guys, today I want to do a review and a quick demo on the Imorden 40-inch carbon fiber slider, which is right here. All right. This slider on Amazon right now costs $118.95. The slider weighs 2.73 pounds, so it's very light. So just a little over 2 pounds. So super light. Carbon fiber, you'd expect that. Really sturdy build, super nice. What does it come with? So when you buy this and you open it up, you'll get a carrying case, which looks like this. So the slider goes in here. The carrying case has a strap on the back, so if you were to want to kind of throw it over your shoulder, carry it around like that, you can do that. Let's put that aside. Also comes with 2 Allen wrenches here, all right? A microfiber cleaning cloth, and then they also include actually a super handy 3/8 inch to 1/4 inch adapter, and I'll get into why this is important when I do the demo on setting this thing up with the tripod and everything. All right, now back to the slider. Yeah, smooth motion. These rails are carbon fiber, so the motion is very smooth, and I'll show more of that when I have this thing set up, but it is very smooth. These wheels are what they call their triangle stabilization system, so you have 4 wheels, 4 on the outside, 2 on the inside, right? So nice smooth motion. This is basically the tightener screw, to keep it locked down, right? So it's not going to slide down until you unlock that. There's a rubber piece on the end to keep you from messing up your rail. I wouldn't use this as a tensioner. I tried. It's kind of but it is great for locking the thing down and keeping it from moving, all right? The slider's max load capacity is 13 pounds, 13.2 pounds. However, that's without any bracing on either side. So you can actually, and I'll show when I set this up, you can actually brace either side of the slider as well as have it mounted to a tripod, and that gives you a really good sturdy system. So I'll show that in a bit. But without that, if you just mount this to a tripod as is, max load capacity is 13.2 pounds. Over here you have the legs, obviously. And these are adjustable by turning them and then tightening them down, right? If you're on an uneven surface, you can actually adjust it so that, one side is this way and then just sort of, it's kind of like that. All right. That's cool. And then the bottom, these guys here, you can actually adjust those as well. Okay. And then for storing this, these just kind of fold back up. So that's kind of cool. So let me get into setting up the slider for you and show you a few configurations you can do with it. Okay, we're back. So the first thing I want to show is a standard configuration with a regular old video tripod. This is a Liebeck, what is that, TH650DV, all right? And we're going to attach the slider to this tripod. So what we'll do is take this plate off, and then on the bottom of your slider is the hole we'll need to attach this to. So screw this guy in, and then just drop it on, and you've got a slider attached to a tripod. Pretty simple. So, like I said earlier, it is very nice, smooth motion. Let's go ahead and attach a ball head to this tripod or to the slider. And I do recommend, either a ball head or a good video tripod head. Ball heads give you more kind of freedom of movement, so we'll go with that for this demo. And I'm going to use the provided 3/8 inch to 1/4 inch adapter because this ball head does not, obviously doesn't fit. So I'm going to go ahead and stick this adapter into the 1/4 inch hole here. And the one they provided me has a nice little slot in it, so it can be easily removed. Right? So, and then just attach that. Lock you down. All right, so that's attached. And now all I've got to do is attach my camera. And here's my camera. I already put the quick release plate on there, but you've done that 1,000 times, I'm sure. So we'll attach that. And presto, we have a slider. All right. And I can check my bubble level to make sure it's level, and actually I got it rock solid on the first try. Yay. All right. Okay, so one thing you'll notice is that this is a pretty heavy duty setup I have here. This is a really sturdy and heavy-duty ball head. This is a Matthews BH30, so it's a pretty substantial ball head. And it's causing the slider to sort of bow at either end, as you can see. Right. So what I'll show next is how to correct that using light stands. Right. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, we're going to brace each side of this slider with a light stand, and that'll keep it from bowing. Right. So how we're going to do that is using these impact umbrella mount brackets, and we'll attach these to light stands. And these come with these little guys. And these actually screw right into the slider, right on the end. So what I'll do is attach one of these to each side first. It just screws in. Got the other one. We'll screw that in. All right. And then we're going to attach this to a light stand. So grab a light stand. There. Get this pretty close. Got another one. Quickly put it over here. All right, and we'll just attach this right to the light stand. Just pop right on there. This, so get it lined up, just like that. And we'll lock that down, and we'll grab another one, and we'll do the same to this side, just like that. No more bowing or flexing of the slider. So nice smooth motion, really cool. And the reason I like this solution is it's inexpensive for one thing, and also you could also use 2 ball heads on either side, but then that would require buying 2 ball heads and 2 nice tripods. This, inexpensive light stands, inexpensive little brackets, umbrella mount brackets, and you're good to go. Okay. So that's a very simple and easy to set up configuration. You have your ball head, you can adjust as needed, get some really cool shots, right? Now, one thing I will mention about this configuration and the slider in general is lens choice, especially if you're doing like a push type of a shot. I'd use, this is a wide angle lens, so if I go to 16 millimeters and I try to do a kind of a push shot, take the lens cap off, that would help. The problem I'm going to run into is I can see the rails in the shot. So unless I zoom into 35, and even then I'm still pretty much seeing them. So I'd recommend more like a 50 or even a 70 or an 85, something like that. Something just longer that would get these rails out of the way. Right? That's just a tip. If you're going this way, it doesn't really matter. You can go nuts. You can go fully wide and just kind of go nuts. But if you're doing a push shot, I can get to about, at 16 millimeters, I can get to about here before I'm actually safe and I can do a really short push. So yeah, I'd recommend a longer lens for those shots. Just a tip for you, right? Okay, so next I'll show another configuration. I want to show how to set this whole thing up so that the slider's actually vertical, right? So you can get these kind of crane shots. So let's try that next. All right, so for this configuration, I'm going to actually set the slider up vertically, and I'm going to use a monopod head with a quick release plate and this little baby tripod that I have. So let's go ahead and take this quick release plate off, and we'll attach it to the slider. This is the same hole I used when I was attaching the brackets for the light stands. Okay, so same hole. We'll get that screwed in. There we go. Attach that. All right, it's pretty straight. And then I can attach my camera. Let's go ahead and do that. The camera's going to go here, like so. And this gives me the ability to get some cool shots, such as, let me unlock this guy, so I can do cool shots, kind of going up and down. All right. So really cool, easy to set up. So the next configuration I'll show is my favorite one, but it requires a bigger tripod and lots of bracing. You'll see. All right, so check that out next. All right, so the last configuration I'm going to show is my favorite, and it also shows an issue that you might run into when using certain quick release plates. Okay, so I'm using a tripod here that's pretty beefy. It's probably more, it's an overkill for what we're trying to do here, but it does let me show you this quick release issue. So I grab my slider, and first I'm going to attach this quick release plate right to the center, right here, of the plate here, and I'll show you what happens when I do this. So the problem I have is that, even if I did, I'm hand tightening, but it doesn't really matter. I can't get it super tight, right? It's just turning. So what I more than recommend you do is use, instead of one screw hole, use two, and there's a couple on either side here. So there's one here, one here. So I'll use the ones here and here. Okay, let's go ahead and do that. Attach this guy here. Okay, so now I have two screws in this quick release plate. Okay, so much more stable, and now I can go ahead and attach this to the tripod. Put it on there, lock it down. Let's go ahead and brace it with a couple of light stands. I'll show you why this gets so heavy. What I'm going to do is use the Imorden shoulder mount, and I kind of dismantled it. So I just have the handles and the top. And I attached a follow focus, but I'm actually using it as a follow zoom. All right, so attach this. And I'll show you why I like this so much. Because now, fire this up, what I get is I can slide around, but I can also, I have these little grips here, and I can kind of really move around. I can zoom in, zoom out. I have a lot more control. So this is very cool. I love this. Really cool. So, yep, that's my favorite configuration. And one thing I wanted to mention is if you do buy the slider, you'll also need some kind of tripod head, whether it's a ball head or a video head. You're going to need something to attach your camera to the slider, because the slider attaches to your tripod, and you need something else to attach the camera to the slider, right? So just bear that in mind when you buy this thing, if you go ahead and buy it. Otherwise, that's about it. It's a really awesome slider. I love it, and I hope this helped you guys.